Welcome back to the baseline. Um, I want to give you guys an update. I know it's been a couple weeks since we last did a podcast. I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying on YouTube. I'm gonna stay on Spotify. I'm gonna do the best I can to keep recording and do all the stuff that entertains me, gets me excited. But I just didn't want to keep repeating the same podcast over and over and over again. Meaning, like, hey, someone signs, I, I hit record, I tell you about it, or, a couple guys uh, sign, again, hit record, tell you about it. I just didn't want to do that and have like 20 different podcasts on the same exact topic. I know there's been a lot of great moves, and I'll get to them. Hopefully, after the holidays, maybe entering the new year. I know we still got like three big names, four still out there to go. Corbin Burns, Pete Alonso, Bregman, and Teoscar Hernandez. I know are still out there. And, hopefully I have Craig and Al join me and we could talk about that. We could talk about some of all the teams because I'm pretty sure like all 30 teams have actually made a move, which is kind of insane. I don't remember the last time we actually seen that happen. But I just want to give you an update to save um, you guys from getting bored or getting annoyed. I'm doing literally the same podcast. We're just gonna do it in one huge giant podcast, which I hope you guys will enjoy. So look for that within, I would say, the next couple of days. And hopefully we just get something going on for you. The second thing I want to do is uh, I want to talk about Rickey Henderson for all of you guys who don't know or didn't hear the news. Rickey Henderson passed away yesterday at the age of 65. Um, yeah, what can you say about Rickey Henderson? All-time stolen base leader in his career, which is crazy to think about. No one's ever touching that record again. I believe it was 1,406 career stolen bases. And yeah, it's insane. I didn't want to believe it because, this day and age with social media, people just throw out a bunch of lies and a bunch of rumors. And that's what I thought because there was a website that said he passed away, but they didn't spell his name right. So I'm like, this is fake. And then yesterday, looking all over, and I'm seeing people post pictures of him, and I'm like, it's not true. And then eventually, you hear from MLB, and they ended up confirming it. The Oakland A's did a 2-minute tribute to Rickey Henderson on social media, which was very, very touching. Uh, you know, uh, the Athletics are probably going to do something this upcoming year for him. Then probably wear the patch like every team does. when a great player passes away. I know he played for a lot of teams. It's kind of crazy to, name them all. But, he's going to be more known as an Oakland Athletic. At least that's how I know him. At the Oakland Athletics, that's the team he played for. That's the team he's in the Hall of Fame with. And the reason this one is touching, and I've seen it, like all over social media, is this is touching because this is the guy, or this is around the era where guys like my dad, Craig and Al, this is the guy that they grew up watching. Like our generation, for me, I'm 26 years old. We have our Mike Trouts, our Bryce Harpers, our Shohei Ohtani, Aaron Judge, Mookie Betts. We have those guys. That's like our generation. Even the generation after me has those guys. Guys like my dad had Rickey Henderson, George Brett, Mike Schmidt, Randy Johnson, Ken Griffey Jr. Not to be, not to disrespect the other people who have passed away this year. Pete Rose, Fernando Valenzuela, Orlando Cepeda. Not to judge those guys, because those guys paved the way for these guys. Same thing with like Yogi Berra. Same thing with, you know, Don Larson, Babe Ruth. These guys paved the way for these guys. But it's more touching because now you have a generation that actually watched these guys play, and he ended up passing away. It's crazy, like, to hear the stories. I was watching the MLB Network. If you guys actually have it, go check it out. They they had everyone on, from Dave Stewart to Don Mattingly to Al Leiter, because, well, I didn't know this, but Al Leiter played with Rickey Henderson on three different teams, which is crazy to think about. The Mets, Blue Jays, and the Yankees. You just hear the stories of Rickey Henderson, and how quiet he was, but he also liked to have fun. I can only imagine how those guys feel, because they played with him. And I know it's tough times, and uh, you could tell these guys were getting emotional. I know Harold Reynolds on the MLB Network was as well. But it also brings sadness as a fan. If you watched Rickey Henderson's career, he's one of the best, if not the best, leadoff hitter of all time. He was a guy who just hit for contact, got on base, and you knew if he got on base, three pitches later, he's already on third. That's how fast he was. It brings a lot of sadness to the whole baseball community. It sucks. It really does. And I keep hearing the quote or keep seeing this that Rickey was one of a kind, and he really was because in today's game, leadoff hitters are different. They don't steal bases anymore. They mostly hit home runs. I could think of many odd leadoff hitters. Gleyber Torres when he was with the Yankees. Kyle Schwarber for the Phillies is hitting 45 home runs. Um, George Springer for the Blue Jays. Um, Definitely an odd one. And it was like the game's just changed. And you really don't see guys, a leadoff man, like I said, get on base and steal bases, but that's what Rickey did. And every once in a while, he will hit a home run, but it wasn't every game. It was every once in a while, and of course, Rickey being Rickey, he had to show off, pop the collar and all that fun stuff because that's what Rickey was. And knowing a documentary that MLB Network did, the story on Rickey. If you guys haven't watched it, actually go watch it. It's actually beautiful. It's a really great documentary. Um, have a lot of fun facts about him growing up and the weird stories that there's been, and kind of reminds me of Yogi Berra. I mean, we talked about Yogi on our top 10 list, but Ricky's another one that just has some weird stories, and I could go on and on about those stories, but I'll save that for a different time. Dad, I've heard, but yeah, that's. I just want to get on and talk about Rickey and the impact he made on baseball, and I'll say this one last thing: the impact he had on baseball goes down, like I said, from my dad down to me. I'm 26 years old. I've watched the games of Rickey Henderson to know that he is most likely one of the top best outfielders out there. Uh, you know, Left field. I'll say not in order, but definitely top three. Definitely top three. Best outfielders, and that's not including Barry Bonds. Um, but like I said, I just wanted to get on here and do a little thing for Rickey Henderson, and also give you guys an update. Which, like I said, hopefully we'll be back within. Uh, I'm trying to aim towards after Christmas, either before the New Year or after. And like I said, hopefully we'll have Craig and Al come and join me. But yeah, that's gonna do it for me. Um, Please, if you want, subscribe and comment. I subscribe, and I'll personally get back to you and write you guys back. And if you want to, what's your favorite Rickey Henderson story? Or what's your favorite Rickey Henderson moment? Let me know in the comments. But for now, I'm going to sign off, and I will see you all in the next one.